Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad Iqwan bin Rosli, number metric 1201051. So, I am an architecture student, year 1 in Malaysia Islamic Science University, or Rosli. Now in semester 2. So today, I would like to have an explanation or presentation about my design on the final project last semester. So right now, I will start my explanation or presentation with a little bit briefing of our own project for the final project last semester. So for the final project, we, architecture student first year, we need to design an individual studio part for 24 hours use. So we need to consider about the anthropometry, about the ergonomic, about the body movement, the body dimension, about human behaviors, and the last one about the user needs in that studio. We also need to develop an understanding about the proportion and the scale in relation between the space and the body. So that's a little bit about our brief, our final project brief. So let's go to the site of this final project. It's located on Tamhidi building. It's located in Tamhidi building, floor number 4. On that floor, they have a studio that's spatial, and the studio is special for first year architecture student. Okay, so obviously I will go to the studio every day to do my own activities, to do the architecture student activities, for example drafting, sketching, drawing, and something like that. So after I went to that site, I made an observation about the site. Okay, I researched about what we have on the site, what issues that I can take from that site so I can develop it for our design. So for the size of our studio part, it is 1.2 meters times 2 meters only for the studio part. So it's just a space for only one architecture student. So that's the rules for our final project. So after I made an observation, I looked into the studio, I came up with 2 issues. Okay, my first issue is when I came into the studio, I can see the arrangement of the drafting table, the arrangement of vertical and horizontal arrangement of drafting table for students to do their own activities that related to architecture, of course. So I wonder, where is the privacy that we can get when we only do our activities in that drafting table, I'm sorry. So where is our privacy? We as an architecture student also need our privacy to gain the idea, to have our own space, to do our own works, the drafting, to sketching. That's the compulsory things that we need for architecture student. So that's the first issue. The second issue is, when I came into the studio, I can see the arrangement of the table, of course. The windows, the ceilings, the wall, it's so boring. There's nothing that can attract our mind to trigger the idea. We as an architecture student need a vast surrounding that can make our mind brainstorm, that can integrate or that can trigger our mind to get the ideas for our design. So it's such a boring surrounding. Our surrounding will influence our mind to generate the ideas, to generate the critical thinking. Without a good surrounding, we will not success to have a creative and the best idea for our design. So I think that's all for my issues. So from the issues that I've got based on my observation when I visit the site, I successfully chose one concept that can be the solution for those issues. The concept that I chose is biophilia. I kindly repeat it, biophilia. I bet you guys must wonder, what is biophilia actually? Biophilia means, in simple words, when we bring the nature close to human in order to offer therapeutic. So, what is the relation between the concept and my issues? Well, essentially, my issues is all about space, it's all about privacy, it's all about surrounding that will influence us as an architecture student to do our work, to do sketch, to draw, to design. So the surrounding will trigger our mind. If we have a boring surrounding or lame surrounding, it will not trigger our mind to generate the best idea. So this concept, it obviously will give the best solution when we bring the nature to our surrounding. Okay, our mind will become peace and can generate a creative and can work critical thinking. So it will produce the best product. Besides, the biophilia concept can give a refreshment to our mind, so we will no longer feel tired. When we feel tired, we cannot think correctly. We cannot think logically. Okay, what is the best for the design? Okay, the produce of critical thinking cannot have done with our mind. So that's why I choose this concept. This concept also can increase the productivity until 8%. When we have a lot of energy, we can produce a lot of great ideas, a lot of best product. Without energy, our mind, we cannot think better. So, the concept also can increase the rate of learning from 20 until 25%. Can you imagine that? With the simple concept, it can increase the productivity and the rate of learning. That's so amazing. That's why I try to trigger our mind in relation to bring the nature close to us, so we can get a better idea. We can get a good design when we produce it. So the conclusion of the concept, I've got the ideation. So the ideation is biophilia pattern. Biophilia pattern is an extension of biophilia. Yeah, biophilia concept. So biophilia pattern have two types, but I only choose one type, which is fractal pattern. What is fractal pattern? Fractal pattern means a complex pattern, okay, that created by repeating over and over in an ongoing feedback loop across different scales. So I give you an analogy, okay, a simple analogy to describe the concept of fractal pattern, the meaning of fractal pattern. Okay, a water of droplet, okay, falling into the surface of water, it will produce water waves. So what is the form of water waves? It's a circle, right? From a small circle will grow, become a big circle. So the process of growing from the small form of circle into the big form of circle, that's what we call fractal pattern. So from this pattern, I will interpret it into my design to be a solution for my issues. It's a great, huh? From the nature, we can design something, we can interpret something with the feedback, with the good feedback that we got. Okay? It really gives us a good advantage. So that's why I came up with the biophilia concept and fractal pattern ideation. From the ideation that I've got just now, I tried to relate it with the Naqli study in Quran, which is a great book of Allah, so my design will become more meaningful. So if I combine the concept, the issues, and the Naqli study, poof, then I will get my great design. So I decided to refer on Surah An-Nur, verse 40, as my Naqli study. So, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أو كظلمات في بحر لجي يغشاه موج من فوقه موج من فوقه سحاب. Sadaqallah. The meaning, or their deeds are like darkness in a deep ocean or sea that are covered by waves upon the waves and topped by dark clouds. So in this verse, Allah actually explained or described about the human behavior. He made an analogy for human behavior like a nature which is referred to darkness in a deep ocean that covered by waves and waves upon the waves. So that's related, human and nature. That's why I choose the concept of biophilia. The relationship between this ayah, this verse, with my concept biophilia is I try to bring nature close to human. Okay, as Allah Himself, okay, make an analogy to show the human that the behavior of ourselves is like a nature. Okay, even in this ayah, the nature is referred to a bad attitude or a bad deeds of human, but still human and nature were close. Human and nature related to each other. So when we talk about my issues, okay, my issues, as I said before, it's all about the privacy, the space, and the important is the surrounding, because our surrounding will influence us. So what is the good surrounding then that can influence us as an architecture student to generate the good ideas and critical thinking and creative product is in nature. So when Allah said human behaviors is like a darkness of sea that covered by waves open the waves, even it's a negative thing, but when we look into a positive thing, we can say that we as a human was related to nature. The nature is our surrounding. When we close to nature, we will produce a good product with our mind. Okay? Because this is our fitrah. Okay? We cannot deny the fact that human is close to nature. As Allah himself make an analogy that relate the human and nature. So that's why I bring up this concept, so it will become close to us. Okay? As a human. So that's how I can relate the issues, the concept, and the Naki study. And then from those three, I got my design. Okay? So my design is the ideation of my design was based from the ideation, okay, from the droplets of water that fall into the surface of water, okay, then produce a water wave, okay, from the process of water wave that comes from small form of circle, grow into a big form of circle, okay. Then I cut it into a section, then it will become an extraordinary shape, which is wavy shape. Okay, a wavy shape is not ordinary shape because it's come from nature. It's not a boring shape. It's not geometrical shape. Okay, so the wavy shape is really close to us, as that shape is come from the nature. So from that wavy shape, I try to put it in the cuboid in the side of 1.2 times 2 meters. Okay, I try to interpret it into the cuboid side of the studio pot. Then I cut it, I fix it, I change it until it become my design. Okay, which is Geneva. What is Geneva? Geneva means white wave in Italy. So right now I will explain about my design of studio pot. As you can see, the form of my design is wave shape. Okay, wavy shape. Okay, the right side and the back side is full recovered, and the upper side is fully covered by wavy shapes. Okay, so at the front of the studio pot, the front side, I put the mechanism of drafting table, which is you can if you want to use the draft table, you can pull it down, but if you don't want to use and finish to use the drafting table, you can put it back and it will save the space there. Okay, so it's just like a mechanism shape, the shelf, but you add up with a drafting table. Okay, so you can save the space in the studio pot. Okay, for the chair, I just designed a cubed chair, okay, where you can sit on the cubed chair with cross leg. Okay, you will become more comfortable to draft. Okay, and then I put beside the at the side of the chair mini table. So on the mini table you can put your laptop. So when you want to use the laptop, you can change your body, you can turn your body to the laptop, and maybe you can surf internet and do your work while drafting or sketching at on the drafting table. So at the back of the studio pot, they have mini shelf with mini bookshelf where you can put the book, your favorite book there, maybe for reference. So you can gain the idea, gain any idea to do your design. So about the color is just a brown for the timber pipe, for the shape for the front part. Okay, because I want to use our timber materials, okay, to do or to build the shelf and the drafting table. And for the facade, for the wavy facade, I suggest to use gypsum board, okay, where you can cut it into the wavy. You cannot bend it into the wavy, but you can cut it into the wavy shape. and you can paint it into the blue and white color to symbolize the wave. So you can see the elevations there, you can see the sections, floor plan, interior, axonometric exterior, and 1 point perspective interior. So yeah, that's all for my design. I hope you like it, and thank you.